good evening. Welcome back. We're going to be diving into our Read Through the Bible challenge where I'm trying to read through the entire Bible on Twitch. Going to be jumping into Psalm chapter 20 tonight. So here we go. Psalm 20. May the Lord answer you in the day of trouble. May the name of the God of Jacob set you securely on high. May he send you help from the sanctuary and support you from Zion. May he remember all your meal offerings and find your burnt offerings acceptable. Selah. May he grant you your heart's desire and fulfill all your counsel. We will sing of joy for joy over your victory, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all your petitions. Now I know that the Lord saves his anointed. He will answer him from his holy heaven, with the saving strength of his right hand. Some boast in chariots and some in horses, but we will boast in the name of the Lord our God. They have bowed down and fallen, but we have risen and stood upright. Save, O Lord, may the King answer us in the day we call. Psalm 21. O Lord, in your strength the King will be glad, and in your salvation how greatly will he rejoice. You have given him his heart's desire, and you have not withheld the request of his lips. Selah. For you meet him with the blessings of good things. You set a crown of fine gold on his head. He asked life of you. You gave it to him, length of days forever and ever. His glory is great through your salvation. Splendor and majesty you place upon him, for you make him most blessed forever. You make him joyful with gladness in your presence. For the King trusts in the Lord, and through the loving kindness of the Most High he will not be shaken. Your hand will find out all your enemies. Your right hand will find out all those who hate you. You will make them as a fiery oven in the time of your anger. The Lord will swallow them up in his wrath, and fire will devour them. Their offspring you will destroy from the earth, and their descendants from among the sons of men. Though they intended evil against you and devised a plot, they will not succeed, for you will make them turn their back. You will aim with your bowstrings at their faces. Be exalted, O Lord, in your strength. We will sing and praise your power. Psalm 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? Far from my deliverance are the words of my groaning. O my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer, and by night, but I have no rest. Yet you are holy. O you who are enthroned upon the praises of Israel. In you our fathers trusted. They trusted, and you delivered them. To you they cried out and were delivered. In you they trusted and were not disappointed. But I am a worm and not a man, a reproach of men and despised by the people. All who see me sneer at me. They separate with the lip, they wag the head, saying, Commit yourself to the Lord, let him deliver you. Let him rescue him, because he delights in him. Yet you are he who brought me forth from the womb. You made me trust when upon my mother's breasts. Upon you I was cast from birth. You have been my God from my mother's womb. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. Many bulls have surrounded me, strong bulls of Bashan have encircled me. They open wide their mouth at me, as a ravening and a roaring lion. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax, it is melted within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaves to my jaws. And you lay me in the dust of death, for dogs have surrounded me. A band of evildoers has encompassed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. They stare at me. They divide my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. But you, O Lord, be not far off. O you, my help, hasten to my assistance. Deliver my soul from the sword, my only life from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, from the horns of the wild oxen, you answer me. I will tell of your name to my brethren. In the midst of the assembly I will praise you. You who fear the Lord, praise him. All you descendants of Jacob, glorify him, and stand in awe of him. All you descendants of Israel, for he has not despised nor abhorred the afflicted of the affliction of the afflicted, nor has he hidden his face from him. But when he cried to him for help, he heard. From you comes my praise in the great assembly. I shall pay my vows before those who fear him. The afflicted will eat and be satisfied. Those who seek him will praise the Lord. Let your heart live forever. All the ends of the earth will remember and turn to the Lord, and all the families of the nations will worship before you. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he rules over the nations. All the prosperous of the earth will eat and worship. All those who go down to the dust will bow before him. Even he who cannot keep his soul alive, posterity will serve him. It will be told of the Lord to the coming generation. They will come and will declare his righteousness to a people who will be born, that he has performed it. Psalm 23. Hey, Sticky Keys, good to see you. Yes, David has some pretty intense feelings. Psalm 22 is a bit of an interesting one. There's a lot of scholars that would argue that this is more than just David speaking, but this is actually something that looks forward to Christ. And this is also the verse that he quotes on the cross, as you see here, like, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? But yeah, pretty intense. And when Jesus is quoting this piece here, he's kind of referencing the whole text of Psalm 22. And there's a lot there that talks about the Messiah and the coming King. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty sweet stuff. Yes, that was really cool when someone pointed that out to me. And then out of kind of the intense, strong words of Psalm 22, we come into Psalm 23, the well-known one about the Lord's provision and the Lord's love towards the people. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness, for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Yeah, cool stuff. Because of the God, the Messiah who the Lord forsook in Psalm 22, we can have an overflowing cup, no fear, and good provision from the Lord. Psalm 24. The earth is the Lord's, and all it contains, the world and those who dwell in it. For he has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the rivers. Who may ascend into the hill of the Lord, and who may stand in his holy place? He who has clean lips and a pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul to falsehood, and has not sworn deceitfully. He shall receive a blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of those who seek him, who seek his face, even Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates, and lift them up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah. Psalm 25. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. O my God, in you I trust. Do not let me be ashamed. Do not let my enemies exalt over me. Indeed, none of those who wait for you will be ashamed. Those who deal treacherously without cause will be ashamed. Make me know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all the day. Remember, O Lord, your compassion and your loving kindness, for they have been from of old. Do not remember the sins of my youth or my transgressions. According to your loving kindness, remember me, for your goodness' sake, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he instructs sinners in the way. He leads the humble in justice, and he teaches the humble his way. All the paths of the Lord are loving kindness and truth to those who keep his covenant and his testimonies. For your name's sake, O Lord, pardon my iniquity, for it is great. Who is the man who fears the Lord? He will instruct him in the way he should choose. His soul will abide in prosperity, and his descendants will inherit the land. The secret of the Lord is for those who fear him, and he will make them know his covenant. My eyes are continually toward the Lord, for he will pluck my feet out of the net. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. Bring me out of my distresses. Look upon my affliction and my trouble, and forgive all my sins. Look upon my enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with violent hatred. Guard my soul and deliver me. Do not let me be ashamed, for I take refuge in you. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. What does Selah mean? Isn't it like end of part or something? Good question. My understanding of Selah is that it's most likely a musical term that refers to like a pause in a musical number, like you would have an interlude between sections. So often it'll come, let's see, find a good one here. Because a lot of these psalms are songs or things that are put to music. That's not a good example. So 1 in 24. Yes. So that would be kind of this first chunk is the first verse or stanza, and then Selah is kind of a musical interlude or a break before the next section or stanza, is my understanding of what that term means. Yeah. So Bible Gateway says that it could be a pause, a crescendo, or a musical interlude. Ah, okay. Would be so cool to hear those in music. Yes. If you haven't, I probably can't link it on stream. I'll see if I can find it later and send it in Discord. Hebrew music or music that is made and sung in Hebrew is really beautiful in my opinion. Kind of cool to hear and see. Let's see, did that one. I think we were on 26. All right. Psalm 26. Vindicate me, O Lord, for I have walked in integrity, and I have trusted in the Lord without wavering. Examine me, O Lord, and try me. Test my mind and my heart, for your loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in your truth. I do not sit with deceitful men, nor will I go with pretenders. I hate the assembly of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. I shall wash my hands in innocence, and I will go about your altar, O Lord, that I may proclaim with the voice of thanksgiving and declare all your wonders. O Lord, I love the habitation of your house, in the place where your glory dwells. Do not take my soul away along with sinners, nor my life with men of bloodshed, in whose hands is a wicked scheme, and whose right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I shall walk in my integrity. Redeem me, and be gracious to me. My foot stands on a level place. In the congregations I shall bless the Lord. Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the defense of my life. Whom shall I dread? When evildoers came upon me to devour my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they stumbled and fell. Though a host encamped against me, my heart will not fear. Though war arise against me, in spite of this I shall be confident. One thing I have asked from the Lord, that I shall seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to meditate in his temple. For in the day of trouble he will conceal me in his tabernacle. In the secret place of his tent he will hide me. He will lift me up on a rock, and now my head will be lifted up above my enemies around me. And I will offer in his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, and be gracious to me, and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, O Lord, I shall seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not abandon me or forsake me, O God of my salvation. For my father and my mother have forsaken me, but the Lord will take me up. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me in a level path. Because of my foes, do not deliver me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and such as breathe out violence. I would have despaired, unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. Psalm 28. To you, O Lord, I call. My rock, do not be deaf to me. I will become like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my supplication when I cry for your help. When I lift up my hand toward your holy sanctuary, do not drag me away with the wicked, and with those who work iniquity, who speak peace with their neighbors, while evil is in their hearts. Requite them according to their work, and according to the evil of their practices. Requite them according to the deeds of their hands. Repay them their recompense, because they do not regard the works of the Lord, nor the deeds of his hands. He will tear them down and not build them up. Blessed be the Lord, because he has heard the voice of my supplication. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart exalts, and with my song I shall thank him. The Lord is their strength, and he is a saving defense to his anointed. Save your people, and bless your inheritance. Be their shepherd also, and carry them forever. I think on the surface, Psalm seems relaxing and sweet, but many of them are desperate. Yeah! I think that's a really good point, Sticky Keys. Some desperate in the sense of like sad or fearful. Some of them are like angry, almost to the point of desperation. Many of those kind of have me on edge because often I think that God as King and friend and Father, I should be reverent to him, but the anger that is expressed and the personal feeling that is expressed in Psalms really challenges my perspective a lot of the time. Psalm 29. Ascribe to the Lord, O sons of the mighty, ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due to his name. Worship the Lord in holy array. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord is over many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is majestic. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. Yes, the Lord breaks in pieces the cedars of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon skip like a calf, and Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord hews out flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. The Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord makes the deer to calve and strips the forest bare. And in his temple everything says, Glory. The Lord as king at the flood. The Lord sat as king at the flood. Yes, the Lord sits as king forever. The Lord will give strength to his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Yeah, for sure. Yep, I agree with you. Psalm 30. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have lifted me up, and have not let my enemies rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you for help, and you healed me. O Lord, you have brought up my soul from Sheol. You have kept me alive, that I would not go down to the pit. Sing praise to the Lord, you, his godly ones, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, his favor for a lifetime. Interesting. Weeping may last for a night, but a shout of joy comes in the morning. Now as for me, I said in my prosperity, I will never be moved. O Lord, by your favor, you have made my mountain to stand strong. You hid your face. I was dismayed. To you, O Lord, I called, and to the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood, if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it declare your faithfulness? Hear, O Lord, and be gracious to me, O Lord. Be my helper. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have loosed my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, that my soul may sing praise to you and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever. I've heard references to the pit many times in the Bible, especially Psalms. What is that referring to? Is it eternal death or something else? Good question. So here we have it twice in Psalm 30, verse 3. O Lord, you have brought my soul from Sheol. You have kept me alive, that I would not go down to the pit. What profit is there in my blood if I go down to the pit? Let's see. If we go. I don't have a good scene set up for this. I might have to let it go for tonight. Let me see if I can find it quickly. So if I go to Blue Letter Bible, we're in Psalm 30. Let's see. This one might work. That's pretty close. If we toss this up here. Yeah, not too bad. Okay. So slip that up there. There we go. So if we're looking here, we are in Psalm 30. Then we were looking in verse 3. Okay, so then open this guy up. And, oh Lord, thou hast brought me up from the grave to the pit. Okay. H 953. Pit, well, cistern. Usually used to express as a cistern or a prison. Okay, so most of the time it's used to describe a literal pit, it appears. Pit, cistern, dungeon, well, dungeon, fountain. So I'm thinking it's probably of similar usage to something like Sheol, where it's the grave that's being referenced. So we see it in the story of Joseph. And then literal pit in Exodus. Let's see. So it seems to be either like Sheol of the grave or a pit as in a bad, dark place, dungeon, prison, bad life circumstance appears to be the usage. We'll see if there's anything in the prophets. Okay, here's one in Isaiah. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Thou art cast to the grave. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like in Isaiah there's a couple references to the pit as hell, but it doesn't seem to be exclusive. So I think it might be one of those terms where we have to pay attention to context to see if it's referring to hell or just to the grave or just to a difficult circumstance. But it looks like it's used quite a bit. All throughout the Old Testament. Definitely used in reference to hell in Ezekiel. Zechariah, I'm not sure if that one's hell specifically. As for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit, wherein there is no water. Okay, so that's the fullness of the usage. So it seems that a lot of times it's referring to an actual physical pit, sometimes it's referring to hell, and sometimes it seems to be referring to just the grave or difficult circumstance or not good place, with hell being the ultimate not good place. Wow, I can't help but think of the pit / cistern that Jeremiah was put into. Yeah. That's an interesting story. So he comes to preach to Israel for 40 years. No one listens. He's telling them to repent. No one repents. No one treats him well. Everyone's upset at him, or at least all the people of Israel. Then they get captured by Babylon, and God provides provision for him through the kindness of the people. Can't remember if it's Babylon or Assyria, but they get captured, and God provides for him through the kindness of their captors. It's like these foreigners treat you better than your own people who are trying to warn about this hostile takeover. It's a wild story. All right, well, we've been on a rabbit trail. That's okay, though. That was good. That's all I've got time for tonight. So I'm going to be signing off again. Lord willing, back later today. This one kind of counts more as yesterday's stream, but didn't get to it till just now. So Lord willing, we'll be back later today. For now, adios. God bless. Thanks for tuning in. Sure, thanks to Kikis. Happy to. It's been really fun the whole way through. Adios.